You want to be loved, admired, applauded by the same people who would sell you out for a moment of attention? Then you're not ready to be strong. No. Strength doesn't wear a smile. It doesn't beg for acceptance. Real strength walks alone through the storm, smirking while knives are thrown from every direction. You think heroes are worshipped? Number. The real ones are crucified. The strongest people, they don't want your approval. They invite your hate. They feed on it. Because deep down, they know, the louder the world screams, the more power they've uncovered. Let them misunderstand you. Let them mock you. Let them despise you. Because once you stop needing their love, you unlock something terrifying, something unstoppable. That's when you become a force they can't tame. That's when you become a legend. See, the world isn't kind to those who refuse to bow. It fears what it doesn't understand. And when you walk through life with your head high and your soul untouched, you become a threat. Not because you did something wrong, but because you did something different. You dared to exist without permission. They'll call you arrogant for being confident, cold for being silent, dangerous for being unshakable. They'll try to paint you as the villain, because it's easier to crucify what they can't control. So let them hate you. The strongest people don't hide from hate. They use it. They turn it into fuel, into focus, into fire. When you realize you don't need to be liked to be great, you unlock a level of power most will never touch. Because being liked is a prison. And most people, they're lifers, locked behind bars built by public opinion, serving sentences handed out by strangers who never mattered. But you're not like them. You've tasted solitude. You've stared into the abyss. You've learned to smile while bleeding. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you dangerous. Let me tell you something they'll never teach you in school. The path to greatness is littered with hatred. Every icon was once an outcast. Every revolutionary was once called insane. Every fearless soul was once feared. So when the whispers start, when the laughter turns to insults, and the crowds turn their backs, don't panic. That's your confirmation. That's how you know you're doing something right. They hate you because you're not weak. They hate you because you won't crawl. They hate you because, deep down, they wish they were you. This world loves the obedient, the silent, the ones who smile while suffocating. But you tore off the mask. You chose truth over comfort. And truth is a violent thing. It shatters illusions. It burns bridges. It exposes everything fake. So don't expect applause for choosing to be real. Expect war. Expect resistance. Expect hate. But you don't fear hate, do you? No, you welcome it. Because hate is honest. Unlike fake love, unlike empty praise, hate shows you who's watching, who's threatened, who's obsessed. And if you're being hated for being you, then congratulations. You've stepped into your power. Look around. The loudest voices are the most insecure. The most bitter people bark the hardest. But those who walk in silence, those who no longer react, they hold the real power. Because they've transcended the need to be understood. They've mastered the art of being unshakable. That's the Joker mindset. You don't explain yourself. You don't shrink to make others comfortable. You don't ask for acceptance. You demand space. And if that makes them uncomfortable, let it. Let them choke on their judgment. Because every time they talk about you, they're giving you free rent in their mind. Every time they hate, they expose their weakness. You, on the other hand, are evolving. Quietly, violently, without the need for validation. Here's the truth no one wants to hear. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your presence is expensive. Your time is sacred. Your energy is not free. And the more you rise, the more you'll attract the leeches, the snakes, the fake supporters who cheer when you're weak and disappear when you're winning. But the strongest people, they don't care. They don't explain their choices. They don't defend their glow. They don't waste time proving themselves to fools. They just keep rising, higher and higher, until even their haters become fans. You want to be strong? Then learn to walk alone. Learn to take the heat. Learn to be misunderstood, misquoted, misjudged, and unmoved. The real ones know who they are. They don't flinch when the room turns cold. They become the fire. You see, when you stop fearing their opinions, you start creating your own reality. That's what they fear most, not your success, but your freedom. They don't want you thinking for yourself. They don't want you moving without permission. Because when you stop playing by their rules, they lose control, and people hate what they can't control. That's your fuel. That's your proof. That's your crown. So embrace the hate. It's not a curse. It's confirmation. They see your power. They see your fire. And they know they'll never have it. You don't have to be the hero in their story. Be the villain in their nightmare. Be the storm they can't predict. Be the chaos that forces their masks to fall off. Because sometimes, the only way to wake a sleeping world is to become its worst fear. And if being real makes you the villain, then wear that title like a crown. Because the strongest people are always willing to be hated. And that's what makes them unstoppable.